Andy, before we begin, I just want to welcome everyone to today's webinar. This is the first installment of our West Hollywood COVID-19 webinar series. This particular webinar will focus on the city's job assistance programs available to West Hollywood community members. The City of West Hollywood also has issued an emergency executive order aimed at assisting businesses and workers and has produced a toolkit for businesses affected by the coronavirus crisis. Information is available on the city's website by going to www.weho.org/coronavirus, where there is links to small business resources and labor and workforce resources. Before we go into the meat of today's conversation, I would like to go over a few housekeeping items. Today's session is being recorded, and a copy of the slides will be available after this presentation. Please use the questions tab located on the right-hand side of your screen to ask any questions in regards to this presentation. We have staff actively monitoring the presentation, and we'll get to most, if not all, your answers by the time we're done with the webinar today. The polls tab is also located on the right-hand side of the screen, and this tab is used to answer our polls that we'll post in real time, and you can see your responses in real time as well. Once again, to find out more information about the city's coronavirus efforts, please visit weho.org/coronavirus. Okay, Andy, I'm gonna shift it back over to you again, and we will go right to the video.
Thanks so much. I'm real honored to be with everyone here today.
Each year, nearly 50,000 people who are striving for a better life turn to JVS SoCal. With respect for the whole individual, our goal is to empower each person to achieve stability and independence by addressing their unique needs. Our 240 staff members in over 20 locations deliver effective job training and placement programs that lead to sustainable employment and a way forward.
When you reach out to people and families facing what seems like impossible odds, when you offer them the tools, training, and resources they need to become self-sufficient, you are giving them a powerful gift. I've seen the work of JVS up close at every stage of my own career in public service, and they have been a tremendous partner in the work of building an even greater city in LA.
At JVS, we bring together partners from the corporate, government, nonprofit, and philanthropic sectors. We maximize these resources to support our clients through an integrated network of programs. They include the unemployed, working poor, veterans, at-risk youth, people with disabilities, and those transitioning from public assistance to employment. JVS SoCal provides not only job training, but professional workplace skills and access to major employers, giving each person the tools and comprehensive support they need. In just 3 of our JVS Works career training programs, we've placed close to 2,000 graduates in growing industries, an 81% placement rate.
I started with City National Bank as a teller. I was promoted to a business and personal banker.
JVS SoCal has established a legacy of service to our diverse communities since 1931, helping immigrants and refugees from across the globe to start new lives in America, serving veterans since World War II, empowering women to advance their careers through a unique career mentoring program, providing state-of-the-art assessment services to clients with disabilities, awarding need-based scholarships to over 5,000 Jewish college students since 1972. JVS SoCal operates multiple publicly funded America's Job Centers throughout LA County, including the only center in the state dedicated exclusively to veterans at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall. Despite the wide scope of our programs and services, we focus on helping one person at a time. Our mission is as relevant today as it was when we began. We are looking to the future of work and the demand for new job skills. With innovative programs and the engagement of our employer partners, we are preparing people for careers in expanding industries.
I found more people in the JVS Apartment Works program that were qualified than I did out of the 100 other resumes that were coming in.
Empowering one person to achieve sustainable employment has a multi-generational impact and the power to change communities.
They're looking ahead when you can't.
JVS gave me the opportunity to live again. A lot of times we lose ourselves and we just need to find it back, and we just need somebody to help us just a little bit.
Thanks to JVS, I've been working in the industry for about 4 years now. I love what I do. I've gotten promoted, I'm training people.
My attitude definitely did change. I felt hopeful.
At midlife, I'm starting life over.
I'm extremely appreciative to all of the JVS supporters. The work that they do creates long-lasting change.
Thank you, JVS.
Partner with us and help provide hope and economic opportunity for all.
Thank you so much. That just gives you a little bit of an introduction to JVS SoCal. We have many offices. As I said, my name is Andy Socker. I'm a career coach and job developer out of WeHoWorks, which is the West Hollywood JVS, and we're located in the West Hollywood Library. We provide job search assistance to individuals who are unemployed, underemployed, or recently laid off. Funding for WeHoWorks is provided exclusively by the City of West Hollywood and managed by JVS SoCal. We partner with many organizations, as mentioned, to help provide tools and resources needed to effectively search for a job. Some of our partners include the EDD, West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, Los Angeles LGBT Center, TransCan Work, National Council of Jewish Women, LA, Jewish Family Services, LA, and many regional homeless service providers, local businesses, and temp agencies. Next slide, please. Who is WeHoWorks for? This is for everyone. But we have full career services for people who live, go to school, own property, work, or are homeless in West Hollywood. Next slide, please. Like I said, we're typically located in the beautiful West Hollywood Library. Now we're doing everything remotely, either by video or phone call, and we are happy to continue that service. Come and visit us after all is said and done at 625 North San Vicente Boulevard in West Hollywood. Next slide, please. The services that we include focus on one-on-one career coaching, and that includes interest assessments, employment planning, transferable skills, some of which you may not even be aware of, resume writing, interviewing techniques. We also do mock interviews with the City of West Hollywood employees, and we also have portfolio review and cover LinkedIn profiles. For everyone, we offer 15-minute speed coaching. You don't have to live in West Hollywood to get that. And we're doing, like I said, a lot of virtual recruiting events with top employers. We have information to access training programs if you do want to be trained for one of those specific programs that we offer. And we do virtual workshops with career professionals from Southern California, as well as do research on workforce trends so that you're looking for jobs in the right place. Next slide, please. Like I said, we focus on career coaching at WeHoWorks. That is really in 3 phases. First, we gather your professional and personal goals, evaluate your skills, look at how your skills may match the jobs that are available, and even review some of the gaps in your employment in order to present you in the best possible way. Next, we plan out a 3-month plan typically on how to find a job, how to strategically focus your efforts. And this goes on through a series of sessions with your. We explore and discover jobs that are not out there with you help improve your skills and your self-knowledge so that you can come to that next job interview with great self-awareness and assertiveness so that you can get that job that you really want. I wanted to tell you a little bit about Jacob, who was a client of ours recently who got a job with Solar City. This is a new division of Tesla, and by utilizing our services, Jacob was offered a 6-figure salary with an amazing growth potential. Obviously, every job isn't like that, but we want to make sure that you keep your long-term goals in mind while you're working on the short-term goals to keep a roof over your head. Next slide, please. All services are provided without regard to age, ancestry, color, creed, gender identity, marital status, mental disability, national origin, physical disability, political affiliation, race, religion and/or belief, or sexual orientation. And we are very happy to be certified by TransCanWork. That is JVS overall. Next slide, please. Enrolling in our program is very simple now. All you need to do is verify your West Hollywood affiliation, and then you fill out and return a digital application form with a copy of your photo ID. You do have to have the legal right to work in the United States, and you must be 18 years of age, but those are the only qualifications. Next slide. Next slide, please. Thank you. Again, you can reach me. Yes, thank you. Again, you can reach me at asoccer@jvs-socal.org, or my mobile phone number is also accessible 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I also wanted to point out that JVS has a great website that describes all of our programs and offices. And our AJCC, which is our sister office in Culver City, has a great new job board. It's www.tinyurl.com/AJCC jobs. We also provide businesses with a rapid response for layoffs and furloughs, and you can contact my colleague Seta at the number on your screen. And last but not least, LA has a brand new job board that we love. It's www.lajobsportal.org. And these are a lot of jobs that have come to us during the COVID-19 crisis. So again, it's an honor to be a part of this group and to be a part of the West Hollywood team. And I'm going to turn it back to you.
Thank you, Andy. So there have been, I'm going to leave the screen up for a second if people want to jot it down. But as said before, we will have this presentation available for download right after the webinar. But Andy, there has been a question that's come in here through the chat from Wendy. And they ask, when can we go to the WeHo library to sign up or sign up online?
Right. You actually don't have to go to the WeHo library. You can email me at the email provided, and I will send you the forms online. And as I said, all you'll have to do is fill out those forms and return it with a valid picture ID.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy. As we continue on this presentation, the city does have a lot of social services partners that have job placement programs. The next presenter is Drianne Juarez with TransCanWork. So Dri, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, wonderful. All right, let's get started. So happy to be here with all of you on this very rainy and wet day. This makes me very happy. It's a bit of sunshine for today. So I'm going to tell you about TransCanWork, about our services and our staff, and who will you interact with when you give us a call. Can we go to the next slide, please? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our history. Next slide, please. So Trans Can Work is a 501c3 nonprofit based in Los Angeles. We are committed to advancing workplace inclusion through innovative training strategies and workforce development. Next slide, please. Our values are based off of decades of experience as transgender leaders working to advance inclusion in the public, private, and nonprofit sector across the country. We are ready to let our experience work for you. Next slide, please. So now I'm going to tell you about the team that makes up Trans Can Work. Trans Can Work was founded by gender diverse people for gender diverse people. So our team is comprised of diverse groups of folks from backgrounds in business, program management, education, training, direct services, and LGBTQ advocacy. I'd like to tell you about our executive director. Next slide, please. Her name is Allison Van Kuyken. She is a wife and a mom. She is loyal to the realm, and she is a proud transgender woman and uses female pronouns. Next slide, please. My name is Brianne Juarez, and I'm the Vice President of Programs. I am an activist and artist. I'm a bruja. I started doing this work as an HIV health educator, and I have been a board member to various boards throughout Los Angeles. I am also a global diversity and inclusion consultant, and I'm a proud queer trans woman, and I use female pronouns and gender neutral pronouns. Next slide, please. Next, we have LUCKIE-ALEXANDER Fuller, our employment director. He is the founder of Invisible Men. He also is a community outreach liaison for Alpha Omega Nu Fraternity. He is part of the Los Angeles County Transgender Advisory Council. He is a member of the Brown Boy Project, and he is a proud trans man and uses male pronouns and Superman pronouns. Next slide, please. Then we have Shane Nash, who focuses on our West Hollywood services. He's our West Hollywood Employment Navigator. He is a former board member of Trans Lives March Matter. He is a former board member of the Trans Pride March in San Diego, the LA Pride Parade. He is also the founder of the Trans Unity Rally in West Hollywood. He is a proud trans man and uses male pronouns. Next slide. Our next employment navigator is Giselle Kualu. She is a UCLA grad in communications. She is a model, volleyball player, and has extensive volunteer experience with the Trans Wellness Center, Kaiser Permanente's transgender program. She is a proud trans woman and uses female pronouns. Next slide, please. And last but not least, we have Christine Miyazato. She utilizes digital media advocacy to increase positive LGBTQ+ media representations. She used to focus on communications and marketing at UC Santa Barbara's LGBTQ Resource Center. She is passionate about empowering and uplifting the QTAPI, queer, trans, Asian Pacific Islander community, and uses female pronouns. Next slide, please. Now I would like to tell you about our services for job seekers. Next slide, please. So when you contact us, the first thing that will happen is that one of our employment navigators will do an intake with you. At that point, we'll assess your work history, your interests, your skills, and start developing an employment plan for you. Next slide, please. Once you have done an intake with one of our employment navigators, then you will be linked into our network of resources. We have a variety of partnerships to help you find the services that you are looking for, whether it's soft skills like developing a resume, a cover letter, improving your interview skills, or hard skills like becoming an electrician or developing any particular type of job skill. We are here to connect you with all of those resources through our partners. Next slide, please. We also provide technical training. Again, we are connected to a variety of organizations around LA and are able to provide you with a variety of services. Some of that is technical training, so helping you develop the specific skills you need for a particular job. Next slide, please. We also do in-house skill development. We provide workshops on resume, cover letter, interviewing, and we also have entry computer skills classes. And the best way to look at all of the resources that we have is you can look at our website, or again, get connected with one of our employment navigators, and they will tell you of all of the different workshops that we have coming up. And most of those are moving into the virtual realm, so you can still get connected to those skill development programs. Next slide, please. And one of the things that we like to do is create opportunities for you to connect to employers. We do this through diversity job fairs, which we plan throughout the year, but also targeted networking events for companies that are hiring for particular positions. So we try to work to creatively connect you to employers and make that connection for you. Next slide, please. And finally, one of the things that we do is we create a pipeline. Once we've trained and certified an employer as being inclusive, then we start getting their job leads. So that when we send you job leads, you know that we're sending you job leads that are trans inclusive, that will be affirming of your identity, that will not be a barrier regardless of how you may identify. Next slide, please. Now, I quickly want to go over our employer services. So if you're working at a company and you feel like they could increase their cultural competency, this is what some of the work that we do to help in that path. Next slide, please. So we do evaluations with employers. We assess how inclusive they are, their policies, their insurance packages, their facilities. We do a full assessment of a company's inclusiveness. Next slide, please. We provide e-learning components for various employers. So we target each training that we do for each employer. And these days we're focusing a lot of our resources to be virtual. And so we provide a variety of e-learning components for all employers. Next slide, please. And one of the biggest services that we offer to employers are our trainings. Again, each training that we conduct is specifically targeted for that employer. We look at their facilities, their resources, their non-discrimination policies, and devise a training that is specific to them to ensure that cultural diversity is something that becomes part of their DNA. And that's how we start identifying inclusive employers. Next slide, please. And we also provide experiential learning. One exciting partnership that we have is with the Second City group. So what we do is get people up and moving and interactive and put them in the seat of a trans person so they can get a sense of what it's like to be misgendered or to have microaggressions. So we try to teach the employer by having them step into the shoes of a trans person. That's how people learn. When they make an emotional connection to the information, that's when it sets in. That is our goal, to make sure that cultural competency is a part of every component of an employer employment service. Next slide, please. And consulting. So again, we go in and visit employers and do a full assessment of their policies, their procedures, their insurance, and their facilities. Again, our goal is to ensure that a company is fully prepared to hire and promote trans people, gender non-conforming people. Next slide, please. And finally, this is how we develop our recruitment events, our diversity job fairs. Once we've trained companies, we find that they're very excited to hire trans people to diversify their workforce. And so one of our most successful ways of doing this is through our job fairs, which we plan throughout the year. We are starting to develop and produce more virtual job fairs. And so again, one of the best ways to keep in touch and aware of our services is either through our website, or you can check our Facebook page or contact one of our employment navigators. Next slide, please. And I wanted to give you the contact info for our staff here. Again, you can follow us on Facebook. We're constantly posting resources. One of the things that we are posting now are places where people can get employment services, food, as well as any vital resource that they need at this time. So once again, please feel free to contact us. One of the things that we're also doing now is doing wellness check-ins. So we're calling all of our clients to see how they're doing and find out what services they're looking for. And what we do is go out there and identify those services and make sure that our clients are connected to them. So we try to take good care of our clients, and we are excited to connect with everyone here today. And please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. I think that's it for me. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dree. So if people were interested in registering, they just email one of the emails on this contact us page here?
Yes, you know, Lucky, Shane, Giselle, or Christine would be great if you're looking for employment services. You can contact me if you want to get a training for your company, and general questions can go to Allison.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There was a general question here in the chat from Nicole, who asked, does anyone know a place in the West Hollywood area that's open and does printing? And Tara, one of our staff from West Hollywood, responded that printers are considered as an essential business and are permitted to stay open at this time. But she recommends that you Google ahead of time and give them a call to make sure that they're still open. Okay, so we're moving on here to the program. Next up, so after Luna is going to be Zena. So Zena, if you're on standby, if you can get in on the back end. So Eden Anai Luna is the manager for the Transgender Economic Empowerment Project. So Luna, I'll have you take it away.
Perfect, thank you. Next slide, please. And so our presentation's on the Transgender Economic Empowerment Project. Next slide. In this overview, we'll be covering a list of topics. First and foremost is meet the presenter. Then we're going to meet TEEP, the elements of our services, job readiness, career development, legal services, consulting services, our referral services, our job fairs, and finally, how to contact us. Next slide, please. A little bit more about myself. Next, please. My name is Eden Anai Luna. Next, I am the program manager of the Transgender Economic Empowerment Project. I use they, them pronouns. Next. I'm an activist, a career finance coach, a facilitator for workshops and presentations like these, and a council member of the Trans Advisory Council, just like Lucky Fuller from Trans Can Work as well. Next. I identify as trans, feminine, and non-binary, and I also use the word gender fluid for my expression. Next. A little bit more about TEEP. The Transgender Economic Empowerment Project is an initiative from the Los Angeles LGBT Center offering legal services and career coaching to transgender, non-binary, and intersex people. Next. To contact us, you can contact us and develop your professional skills, find employment with trans-friendly employers, and thrive in the workplace. A little bit more history about our project. Our project was developed about 11 years ago and actually started as an initiative to target the homeless community in West Hollywood that was struggling either with homelessness or myriad of different issues. Our history has been rooted in West Hollywood, and we've been diligently working with other providers such as CBS and Ascensia and local nonprofits that are working to lift people out of homelessness and into employment and economic stability. Next. Here are the elements of our services. First and foremost, like we mentioned earlier, we have our job readiness services. Then we have our career development, our legal services, and our consulting services. Each of these services go hand in hand with one another, and every person's going to be jumping into a case very differently. Someone may be just starting the transition and need all the support they can use to get their name changed or get assistance with other resources or referrals. Someone may already be ready to work, and so they just need a little bit more development. Regardless of whichever stage they're in, we're happy and willing to support them. Next. Here are some of our services and how they look like. First and foremost, with job readiness, we have, next please, our legal name and gender marker change. And so for a lot of transgender individuals, they may be, can we go back please? For a lot of transgender individuals, they may need assistance with getting their documents ready before they apply for work. Whether it's their ID document, whether it's their social, or just across the board, birth certificates, any other documents they may need. In order to apply confidently into a workplace without fear or without the concern of being outed in the workplace, we help transgender, non-binary, and intersex people get their documents to affirm their true name and their true gender identity. So this could be one less barrier to employment. Next. Some people who are lifting themselves out of homelessness may have a criminal record by chance of being homeless. And so our project works diligently with local attorneys and the public defender's office to offer criminal record clearing services so that people can apply for jobs without that additional barrier, without that additional fear as well. Our services are open to anyone who would benefit from this. So if anyone would benefit from a criminal record clearing for any kind of nonviolent felony or misdemeanor, we're happy to assist anyone so that way they can get these services and be ready for the workforce, whether you're applying now or in the future. Next. And lastly, we also support with employment authorization documents. These documents are critical for folks who are in immigration proceedings or who may be asylum seekers or maybe fleeing the country as refugees. Our project works with attorneys that are local as well to ensure that they have the proper documentation so that way they can enter the workforce as any other US citizen. These services are also available to any individual. You do not have to be trans, non-binary, or intersex. Our specific project focuses on the trans, non-binary, and intersex people of West Hollywood, but we're happy to assist anyone with these supportive services. The one thing to mention about job readiness is that this is kind of the first preliminary steps in order to get into the workforce. Our project looks to address these barriers so that way people do not have those concerns anymore and able to confidently apply like any other applicant. This is the kind of the introductory services that we offer in our case management. Next. In our career development, we also provide resume development to make sure that their resumes are top-notch and competitive. Next. We also support job seekers with applications and in the assistance to find whether it's the job that they want or a job that they need at the moment as well. Next. We support with mock interviews. We will do a mock interview with a job seeker to practice any kind of interviews, whether it's an employer interview, whether it's a series of interviews for a number of different circumstances, but we will we'll shape the interview to fit the job they're looking for, and so that way they are better prepared of what questions they may anticipate as well. Next. And then our project as well works with the Center Supportive Services and the Trans Wellness Center to provide a wide array of professional attire from a number of different expressions, whether it's masculine, feminine, or androgynous, or however someone wants to express themselves. Regardless of how they express themselves, we will link them with professional clothing so that way they're ready and they're ready and they're willing to dress. They're dress for success in the interview as well. Next. And then lastly, we also offer financial literacy and coaching for individuals. So once they get the job, they know exactly how to manage their budget, think about saving in the long run, and work towards economic stability on their own terms. Next. In addition to these services that we offer for career coaching and professional development, we also have legal services and consulting services for anyone else who could benefit from those services. First and foremost, we have within our legal services, next please, we have Know Your Rights workshops. And so in case you were laid off or you were terminated or if you were fired for any kind of discrimination, whether it's because of your sexual orientation, your gender identity, or any other protected class in California, we will offer workshops with our team of attorneys, so that way job seekers are armed with the skills that they need and the information that they need as well, so they can advocate for themselves and advocate for their friends and family as well. This also includes rights for folks who are undocumented immigrants, refugees, or any other status as well. Next. We also have a team of advocates who will support job seekers or people who have been laid off or discriminated for any kind of protected class. And this goes beyond employment, but also in various different sectors as well. Next. This goes into employment, housing, and any kind of medical discrimination as well. And so if anyone ever encounters these issues, we can link you with an advocate or an attorney who can help offer a free consult so that way you're aware of the information and the current resources that are available to you. And then from there, we will make a referral to an attorney who could potentially take on your case or another firm that could represent you in the long run. Next. In addition to our legal services, we offer consulting services for any nonprofit organization or any other business or corporation that's willing to learn more about the community. We develop transition guidelines for the community so that way they are aware of how to respectfully address transgender, non-binary, and intersex people. Next. We also offer technical assistance as well. And so in case people just want a quick question answered, we can answer that email or do a phone call or a Zoom call at this point too as well. So that way we can help troubleshoot any other concerns someone may have in hiring gender diverse or any other populations in the LGBTQ continuum. And we also offer trainings as well, whether it's in person, through digital, Zoom, e-learning courses. We've done a number of trainings for providers and organizations and nonprofits and government agencies and employers who are willing and interested in learning more about the gender diverse community as well. Next. Our referral services are especially popular, especially for folks who are new to the community, whether they've moved here from another state or they are new to transitioning. We hope to support our community members with gender affirming referrals to a number of different services. Next. This may look like finding an employer that is gender inclusive or affirming, finding housing or shelter for folks who are homeless, finding healthcare providers that are willing and able to treat transgender individuals or gender diverse people, finding lawyers that will not discriminate against you or not take on your case because of your identity, finding support within the center as well. The center offers a number of different services for the community. If you want to learn more about the center, I can provide the link after in the chat box. And then we also have our series of inclusive job fairs that we've had in West Hollywood in years past. Next. Here are some of the flyers from our last job fairs. This is the one from 2018 and 2019, and we've worked with partners like Transcan Work and JVS as well to make these fairs as successful and as impactful for the community in West Hollywood through the years as well. We've just had our 11th annual last November, and now we're looking at different ways how we can provide these services either remotely or digital. But in years past, we've had 40 to 60 employers each year, roughly around 100 to 300 job seekers eager to find employment as well. In these job fairs, we've had like workshops, different resources, as well as professional headshots for folks to get up on the competitive edge within applicant pool as well. Next. And so if you want to learn more about our services, you can go on to the, our website is lalgbtcenter.org/TEEP. You can also go on the center's website for the number of different services we offer beyond TEEP, whether it's a legal services department, our youth services, senior services, and so on. And we have our email for our project is teep@lalgbtcenter.org. And our phone is 323-993-7410. And so you're welcome to contact us in any way, whether it's email or phone, and we're happy to offer any assistance, whether you're a job seeker, you're an employer, you're a nonprofit, or if you're looking to learn more about our project or the center as well.
Great. Thank you, Luna.
Thank you.
There are some questions that are coming in right now, and I'm just going to go and read through one of these. So if people were interested in signing up for TEEP, how do they do so? Do they email? Is website the best way, or is phone the best way?
Email would be the best way. We also have a number of resources through our website as well, but email would be the best way to reach us and to get connected with our team.
Perfect. Is TEEP, Transcan Work, and WeHoWorks, are those all different services?
Yes, TEEP, Transcan Work, and WeHoWorks are all different services. TEEP is an initiative of the Los Angeles LGBT Center here in on Santa Monica and Highland.
Perfect. Okay, great. So we're trying to, as we continue through this, our next presentation is with, I just want to let everyone know that all the information that's presented here is available at www.weho.org/coronavirus. There you can find resources like how to help if you are wanting to help one of our social services providers with continuing with rental assistance or job opportunities. Those links are available on the city's website, as well as renter resources, workforce and labor resources, resident resources, and other opportunities are available on that website. I also want to let everyone know that we have our next webinar for Tuesday, April 14th at 2 p.m. and that will focus on the city's residential eviction moratorium. And that registration is now available at the city's website by going to www.weho.org/coronavirus. Again, that's www.weho.org/coronavirus. Also, please make sure to visit our social media platforms and website to stay up to date with the City of West Hollywood. Let's see here. Andy, do we have Zena on the line?
Yes, I've got her on the line. Zena?
Yes, I'm here. Zena Phillips with EDD. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Zena.
Hi.
So I know we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Do you want to go through your slide deck, or do you just want to go through the questions that everyone's posted so far?
I'll go through the questions.
Okay, great. Let's see here. So the first question is, I was denied unemployment, no reason why. I was laid off, but only technically considering seasonal by my employer, worked remotely for events. I'm not an independent contractor. Phones were disabled today. Can I reapply? Should apply for TN even though I live here? I think that might mean Tennessee.
Yes, you can reapply and then allow unemployment to give your response. Even if you're denied benefits, you can file an appeal and state that you disagree with the decision, date it, whatever date's on your notice, and give them, they usually want you to mail it within 30 days if you're denied benefits. But you can also reapply because they're making special accommodations because of what's going on with the pandemic.
Perfect. And A. Lee Walkup asked, getting to the EDD Bank of America debit card has so far been impossible. To withdraw benefits due to me, I have not received it, can't seemingly request it since EDD is unavailable 24 hours. Bank of America EDD desk is also unavailable.
So have you called the Bank of America debit card phone number?
It looks like they said that they've been unavailable.
Yeah, because the Bank of America debit, I'm trying to look for that number for you. One moment. Because the call volume is very high right now, so you have to give them a little bit of extra time. It's extremely high. So, yes, the phone number is 866-692-9374.
Great. And then the next question from B. Nguyen is, hi, I filed for unemployment insurance on March 7th and currently received EDD unemployment insurance benefits. Will the CARE Act / expansion of unemployment benefits, i.e. up to $600 increase in duration of unemployment insurance, help my case? If so, when will this take place?
The $600, they are still trying to legislate that and get that programmed into the system. That additional monies will be from everything is a week ending date. So they say week ending April 4th through July 25th, 2020. That will be paid on a regular, on the disaster claim.
Perfect.
And so if you're eligible for benefits, each individual week, that additional money, but they're not saying how much. For example, a minimum claim is $40, maximum claim $450 per week. They're not saying if each individual person is going to get $600 per week. We don't know that just yet. They've said they've made a promise, but they're still trying to get the details resolved.
Perfect. Thank you. And then another question is, hi, my mom is a nail technician and her employer had a temporary shutdown business due to the coronavirus pandemic. She filed for EDD unemployment insurance, but is not required to certify that she is actively searching for a job. How can she do this when there are no nail job opportunities available?
They're waiving the seek work requirement because they know there are no jobs. So you can just say, yes, you're looking for work, or you can choose to say, no, you're not looking for work. They still will pay you. Because they've actually sent an emergency notice letting us know that those persons are going to be paid because they know that it's just Amazon, Walmart, grocery stores. They're aware of that. So just disregard that. They can't undo the program that requires you in a traditional situation to look for work. So they're just leaving that, but they're not disqualifying you based on that.
Perfect. Fernanda has a question. I applied last week for unemployment insurance, but I had been laid off in November. I was searching and was job searching when Corona hit. Got an email to set up an online account and wait for further instructions by mail. In my dashboard, I've been approved for $450 a week. Will I qualify for the additional $600 a week?
The claims, I think that are, let me see what it says here, 1 second. That you can ask in your UI online where it says contact us and ask them, will you be eligible for the additional $600? They are saying, and this is still in progress because they're saying that they're working on this, they're saying that the additional money that the president has promised will be paid for claims that were filed after February 8th, and then it's paid from that week ending April 4th through the 25th. So I would ask unemployment in your contact us in a drop-down menu, where's my payment? Am I eligible for the additional money that the president has promised, part of the stimulus package? Because I don't know if it's going to be for every single person. They're saying that it's for claims that were filed after February 8th.
Great. So
but
Zena,
it's still ongoing, so yeah.
Is the EDD also handling the relief checks from the government?
You're talking about the $1,200?
Correct.
No, just unemployment insurance benefits.
Okay. Amelia, I know that you had a question regarding a relief check. We'll go ahead and answer this in the chat, at least in regards to the Social Security aspect of it. One of our staff has an answer for you on that. So Bill has a question. Filed for unemployment insurance as a self-employed / independent contractor, and it doesn't show any money or denial. What is the next step? Is there an approval email to receive?
They haven't actually set up the program for the self-employed people to apply, so you have to keep checking the website. It's going to be listed under, give me 1 second, because these emails are coming out daily. So it's called Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. The acronym is PUA. That's going to be for self-employed individuals. So if you were self-employed and you're not eligible for a regular UI claim, this is where they're going to allow the employers and people that were self-employed or 1099 contract workers, and it provides up to 39 weeks of payment for individuals who are not eligible for a regular UI claim and extended benefits. So, but they haven't set it up just yet. When you look on the website, it says for self-employed PUA, but it doesn't let you click to apply just yet.
Perfect.
Some people have submitted paper application. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say some people have submitted a paper application, and so what they're doing is they're receiving a letter from unemployment saying there's no money in your claim. That means that they've accepted the application, but there's no money yet. So they may request tax returns, your 2018 and 2019 tax returns. But that is still pending. So that's what I'm telling people, but reach out to unemployment still, to see, because you don't want to miss out on any dates or any weeks of benefits because you're waiting for the system to update so you can click on it.
Right.
So that's why I told people submit the paper application. They don't like it, but I said submit the paper application so it protects the date that you filed versus waiting 2 to 3 weeks until they get the system up and running.
All right. Okay, the next question here says, my current question is, my company is based in Tennessee, but I live in LA. Should I apply here in California or should I apply in Tennessee? Online it says, don't reapply if you've applied in 12 months.
So you're working in California, but the corporation is based out of Tennessee. Is that my understanding? Is that correct?
Yeah, company is based in Tennessee, but he lives in California. Yes.
So you would file a California claim.
Perfect. I'm trying to look at the chat here and make sure I'm not missing any of these questions. Wendy has a question. Where can we file for unemployment?
When can you file?
Where can we apply?
Oh, you can apply online. It's going to be www.edd.ca.gov.
Perfect.
And you're going to file for UI online.
Perfect. And you might know this, but but they're trying to see when the offices might be open again.
The amount,
the offices,
you're saying?
on when your offices might be open again instead of the virtual.
Oh, well, right now they're saying until further notice, because right now the governor and the mayor are saying that we're closed until the end of April, and I think the public will know before us, because you'll hear it on when they make the announcement. But right now it's until further notice.
Perfect. And I think we just have time for one more question. So how can I contact EDD by phone? What is the best way? I moved to California in August 2019 and worked in California from October to March, and I need to call in to file. What's the best way to do this?
If you have filed an unemployment insurance claim, I would do contact us, and at this point, select any of the drop-down menu that gives you an empty dialog box where you can submit your question, because it gives an electronic timestamp that you contacted the department. So if you're trying to get benefits or there's a problem, they're aware of it that day. Whereas if you're calling for 2 months, no one knows you're calling. And so generally the 800-300-5616, that line is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 noon. But because of the call volume, it's unlikely that you'll get through. So I say submit through your UI online. That way they know, okay, you contacted us on April 9th, and we didn't. It took us 3 weeks to respond. We give him credit for his benefits starting that week. Does that make sense?
That's great information. That's really helpful. Well, it is 3 o'clock now, and I want to thank everyone for taking the time to join into this webinar. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Zena. Thank you, Dree. It's been an awesome time talking with all of you about the job assistance programs that you all provide. And Zena, thank you for the work that you've been doing. We know that there are a lot of people in line and a lot of people are wanting these services. So thank you for all that you do with that. Once again, next webinar is on Tuesday, April 14th at 2 p.m. And we'll be focusing on the city's rental eviction moratorium. Registration is available at www.weho.org/coronavirus. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day.